to this now. Very important conversation. This week saw the mark and the celebration of International Mother Language Day and Mother Language Activism. In South Africa, various languages are under threat of extinction and are endangered. Languages such as isiSwati and isiNdebele are some of the languages that the Pan-South African Language Board had deemed to be able to protect to safeguard their futures. We're now joined by Julius Dantile, who's the head of languages at the Pan-South African Language Board, to help us make sense of this. Julius, thank you so much for your time. Really do appreciate it. Talk to us about the campaign that was undertaken this week in Mpumalanga for the activism and safeguarding of isiSwati and isiNdebele.
Thank you very much, and good evening to the viewers. Yes, we had hosted an International Mother Tongue celebration in Mbombela yesterday. You would know that the biggest cohort of the speakers of those two languages are in that particular province. So we were engaging stakeholders, also other PanSALB structures. PanSALB has got a structure called the National Language Body for isiNdebele and the National Language Body for Siswati. That mandated to their statutory structures. They are mandated to look at the interest of those particular languages, the development and the use of those languages. So we were engaging those particular structures since Wednesday, and we were also engaging the University of Mpumalanga to look at what they can do into partnership with us. We are also working with a project that we started about 2 years ago called SWEEP. It's Sadila, Wikipedia and PanSALB. In that particular project, we are working with Wikimedia South Africa, where we look at ensuring that there are articles in most of the languages. What was isiNdebele was missing amongst all the languages, official languages of South Africa. So 2 years ago, we started training editors, people who write articles in isiNdebele. We started, it was not existing in Wikipedia. Today you can find 150 articles, and we have trained plus minus 30 people that are volunteering their time to put those articles.
Julius, just a quick question on that. Just a quick question on that. Within isiNdebele itself, there's the ongoing battle of the recognition and the safeguarding of Zunda Ndebele, spoken by Mandebele very specifically. Zunda Ndebele is not recognized as an official language just yet, although a very important dialect. Over 200,000 people actively speak Zunda Ndebele, although that had not been recognized. It's part of the mother tongue activism, a concerted effort at safeguarding languages like Zunda Ndebele within the bracket of isiNdebele speakers.
Yes, there is a national lexicography unit, which is also a dictionary compiling unit, which is under PanSALB. That is specifically dedicated to collecting and preserving all the language varieties that are existing within a particular language. It's not unique to isiNdebele that you'll find that there's a variety that is behind in terms of it being included into the mainstream language. You'd find that in isiXhosa, you'll find that even in English. So it is a natural phenomenon within languages. What then is important is how do you handle that particular process, because it may lead to ethno-linguistic conflicts. And how then do you really, do you want to drive harmonization around that particular language, or do you want to really continue to break it down into smaller ethnic groups? I think South Africa in 1994, through the Constitution of 1996, we wanted to move towards a harmonization, towards ensuring that we do not break ourselves into smaller ethnic groups that leads into wars and civil society. That is the hard part that we may be faced with if we take that particular process. But as Pan South African Language Board, we make all the efforts to ensure that these particular structures are represented and are representative of the various varieties that are spoken within that particular language. So it is part of the long-term projects that we are doing. Remember, preserving and developing a language is also depending on the use of it.
Yeah.
It's an issue of a chicken and an egg, which one comes first. As Pan-South African Language Board, we say it, no, not one of the two comes first. You develop the language as you use it. And the languages must be used by government first, then the private sector, then you'll find that those languages then are being developed and they get into the commercial spaces. I always say that languages, each and every language has got a potential and power to narrate science in its own phenomenon. So it's not unique. Science, if we say science is an everyday issue that we deal with it on a daily basis. We cook, we do designs, we do everything in science and maths. Therefore, we are able to do those things within our languages. Then when you build from that particular space into the deeper quantum physics and all other things, then you have moved from a particular point of knowledge. So we need to recognize the knowledge that is embedded in the languages. If you take, for instance,
Julius,
Dr. Esther Mahlangu.
Julius, unfortunately, we're going to have to leave it there. But I think that the gist of what you're presenting there has been captured. Really do appreciate your time this evening. Julius Dantile is the Executive Head for Languages at the Pan-South African Language Board.